First, the Rumblejack might not look like much, but with the proper tools, this weapon is able to get to level cap. The frame of choice will be Ash and more on the build later. Let's take a look on the weapon stats. First, it looks really darn bad. Attack speed is below average. Critical chance and multiplier below average. Status really high, one of the highest in the game. Damage pretty good. Damage distribution not that good. Impact and electricity are not gonna be dealing that much damage against Grineer. We're going against Grineer on very high levels. They get insane amounts of armor, and so our damage gets an insane reduction, and we're gonna have to deal with that. So, to deal with the armor, we're gonna use Amalgam Argonak Metal Auger, which is gonna make not only our, let's say, light strikes with our melee to strip armor, but also the procs from our weapon. That's gonna be the electricity and slash. You're not seeing any slash here, right? But the stances that match our polarity, Stinging Thorn and Pointed Wind, both have built in their combos guaranteed slash procs. Pointed Wind is faster, but Stinging Thorn has more guaranteed bleed procs on their combos. This is a free weapon. You get it as a reward from the new war. It comes with a pre-installed Orc and Catalyst in the weapon slot. I've only put it one Forma on the weapon. It was my first attempt, and I forgot to take a Bane mod, and I was still able to. It's a level cap. This is the build. Reflex Coil and Relentless combination for the combo. I'm gonna be using the heavy attack. So Reflex Coil is gonna make so our combo counter doesn't reset completely when using a heavy attack. Instead of going from 12 times to 0, it's going from 12 times to 7 times. Relentless combination is gonna make our combo generation much faster, and pretty much gonna give us another 6 seconds of combo duration. The rest of the build, Condition Overload, I'm gonna be using a primer and 2 extra stats from the weapon, which are gonna be electricity and slash. So we're gonna be dealing a lot of procs, getting a good amount of damage from this mod. Run Fury, because we weapon really needs some attack speed. You could get away with a regular Fury and Arcane Strike. Blood Rush is gonna put our weapon, combined with the Gladiator mods, gonna put our weapon above 100% crit chance. So every hit is gonna be a guaranteed crit, which is gonna be a yellow crit with around a 20% chance of an orange crit. Amalgam Organ Shatter for the critical damage and the heavy wind up. Gladiator Might, critical damage and more critical chance on the combo counter. So I would say that if you want to trade something here, I would really recommend maybe trading Gladiator Might. Whipping Wounds is gonna put our weapon up to above 200% status chance at 12 times combo multiplier. So yeah, at 12 times combo multiplier, we're gonna be getting guaranteed crits, and we're gonna be dealing more than 2. We're gonna be dealing guaranteed 2 procs on every hit, and with a small chance for 3 procs. We're gonna be using the electricity damage from the weapon to make something crazy. Pretty much we're trying to get a crazy electricity proc on the enemies. They take neutral damage from electricity. That's okay, but we're gonna use Thickening Pulse from our Ash to multiply that damage by a lot, and really a lot. Which gets us to the Ash build. Empowered Blades is gonna increase our heavy attack damage by a lot. You can further increase this with Coaction. This is something that I also forgot to take. From Continuity and Narrow-Minded for the duration, because we want to be Gonna be spending the most vast majority of time invisible. Auto intensify. This is the mod you can trade. I used to have this because I was actually running a Speaking Shuriken instead of Rising Storm on this build. And so this is the mod I would for something else. Maybe move this Gladiator Resolve with health, or a Umbral Vitality, or just leave both of you. Be creative. Rolling Guard, super damn good. Primed Flow, really good to keep your energy up. Also, Arcane Energize is gonna help you with that. Rising Storm is gonna make it much easier to keep the combo counter going. Gladiator mods for increased combo count multiplier. Arcanes, Energize is really good. I wouldn't say that it is a must-have, but good. Arcane Fury, I think it could be easily swapped by Arcane Strike. It could make much more sense. Could be dealing more procs, tripping armor much faster, but that's completely up to you. Primed Sure-Footed is, I think it's pretty good. And that we're not exploding ourselves. Only with Epitaph. Still pretty good. For the weapons, it's mandatory only to take a dexterity, and this is the viral build, viral primer for my Epitaph, what I take on every time. We're going to be dealing multiple status here: viral, heat, blast, cold, impact, maybe puncture, because those are much lower on the damage distribution, so their likelihood to proc is lower. Focus, Zeniric, makes it much more comfortable to get your energy up, and also temporal drag is not that we're gonna be hitting many headshots, but still pretty good. As for the companion, I like to take the Panzer Vopaphilo. Helps me stay alive. I don't have to worry about rezzing him. Pretty darn good. Viral Quills damage, recovery heal 2, Arthuss Symbiosis prevents you from dying. Yeah, pretty darn good. For the gameplay, it's pretty simple. Use your melee. If you're having a hard time, use your primer. If it's a super tanky enemy, like an Eximus, use your heavy attack. If you're not dead, use Sickening Pulse. There is nothing else. After using Sickening Pulse, it's gonna be dead. As simple as that. As for killing the Demolisher, yes, I'm gonna give you the rotation against the Demolisher. Primer it, enter Operator, use Void Sling towards it, Magus Lockdown will hold it down, use Temporal Drag, go back to Warframe. Use a few swings to get your elements going, the electricity and the slash. Press the heavy attack button twice. Timed it pretty good because of this. And then use Sickening Pulse. If it takes some time, keep attacking and keep your primer up. Keep the enemy primed. It's gonna be dead.